When you enter the studio, make sure it is clean and that any food and drink is left outside in the office. Then check to see if on-air display is open. If it isn't, click on the icon on the desktop to open it. To change the slide for your show, with on-air display open, go to File, Change Live Annotation, and select your show. Then, click on Use this graphic for live stream and go to Live Graphic in the upper left corner and close the application. If you do not have your own slide, select the Live on Air slide until you get your own. Make sure your playlist is on the server before your show or have your external audio source loaded up and ready to go. Plug your headphones into the headphone amp under the countertop and adjust the levels if needed. Once you adjust the levels, keep them there for the remainder of your show.
These are the microphones we use to broadcast. This is the soundboard we use to broadcast. It's a Yamaha MG166CX USB with a built-in compressor. These are the individual channels. They correspond with various pieces of equipment in the studio. The fader on the channel you're using should be set at 0 decibels. Then you can adjust as necessary. This is the broadcast computer. It is used to receive all the signals coming from the board. This computer is not to be used for internet browsing or playing CDs. If you want to use the internet, use the dial on the left. This is the air check recorder. For the dates to hand in your air checks, refer to the schedule posted in the adjoining office. This is the headphone amp. The jacks are in the back. To the left of the headphone amp is the recording light switch. You will use this when you are live on the microphone. These are our rack-mounted CD players. They are labeled from top to bottom, 1, 2, and 3. These CD players work similar to traditional CD players with two major differences. These CD players by default will count time remaining, not time elapsed. These broadcast CDs will not play continuously unless the option is selected. On continuous mode, they will play all the tracks from beginning to end. This is the recording studio light switch. Whenever you go live on the mic, flip this switch on towards you and the light will come on. This lets anyone in the office know you're on the air and to keep their voices down. When you switch back to music, switch it off, away from you. Our studio microphones are controlled using the mixing board. Make sure when you use them you are approximately 6 inches away.
This button must be lit with the volume up in order for the audience to hear what's coming through that channel. If you make any adjustments while the button is on, the audience can hear them. If, however, you make adjustments while the button is off, the audience cannot hear them. This is the master fader. It needs to stay at 0 decibels and should not be touched. This is where you adjust the level of the monitors playing into the stereo. Once it is at a comfortable level, leave it for the duration of your show. You should never have the monitors up loud, as a courtesy to our neighbors at WTMD. Keep in mind that everything you hear in the monitors is what the audience hears in their speakers. This should be set approximately at the 3.5 position and not adjusted. It controls the level of backbone playing through the board and to our campus TV channel. This is the Group 1-2 fader. This is set at 0 decibels and needs to stay here. As with any input channel, make sure you adjust the gain before you adjust the compressor. Make sure that during your broadcast, neither the level meter on the board or on-air display go into orange. As you talk, adjust the compressor until the levels sound clear without any excessive peaks. Leave the setting there for the duration of your show. As long as you stay at the same distance while you talk, you won't have to readjust the compressor. When you're doing your broadcast, make sure these buttons on the board are in the following positions. 2-track channel labeled 2TR set to stereo, up. Stereo/group set to stereo, up. Bus assignment 1-2, up. All other fader channels, ST and 1-2, down. To preview a channel without broadcasting it, press in the PFL button on that channel. This is known as cueing the channel. The sound in the studio will stop and you will hear whatever is coming out of just that channel. Keep in mind, in order to hear what the audience hears, PFL needs to be off or up on all channels. When you first come in to do your show, make sure that you have a blank CD for your air check and put it in the recorder. When you're about to start your show, press record mode. The levels will start reading and you can adjust the record level/select knob to the left or right to lower or raise the input gain. This way you avoid distortion in your recording. The recorder will not begin recording until it hears a brief silence, approximately 2 seconds long. Then it will continue recording until stop is pressed. When you're done your show, press stop and then press final to finalize the CD. This allows the CD to be played on a conventional CD player when it is completed. Press the record button to confirm, and the recorder will count to 0 to let you know when the disc is finished finalizing. Once you're ready to start your show, make sure your music and/or microphone is set and ready to go. Hit the automated button to unselect it and then hit live microphone. This ensures that when you're on air, automation doesn't kick in. You can force it to go live automatically by pressing the next button in the bottom right corner. If on-air display freezes up, hit Option, Command, Escape. Select on-air display in the Force Quit window. Hit Force Quit again, and send a report to Apple. Once this is done, open on-air display again. If for whatever reason it still doesn't work, shut down the computer and start it back up. Log back in using the computer staff login. When you want to talk, turn the channel on and increase the volume until you can hear yourself clearly through your headphones. When you're done talking, you can simply turn the channel off, leaving the fader in place. You can leave it here for the duration of your show. If you're talking over music, make sure the music volume is lower than your microphone volume. This is easily achieved by turning the music down slightly until you hear yourself clearly through the headphones. When you're done talking, raise the music volume up to a regular level. When you're done your show, hit Live Microphone to switch the programming back to automation. Make sure you get your headphones, air check CD, music CDs, and anything else you brought with you when you leave. Make sure the studio is clean and turn off the light.